Well, let's start with it. You got the NBA Finals right last time. You just called Chris Brazel's touchdown on Saturday. So what's in the crystal ball? Who's winning the finals this year? What's the matchup?
I'd say the matchup is going to be, okay, so I'm going to give y'all two different things, okay? So the Eastern Conference Finals matchup is going to be the Celtics versus the Sixers. Okay? And then the Western Conference is going to be the Thunder versus the Mavs.
Okay.
It's going to be the same finals. It's going to be the Celtics versus the Mavericks. And the Mavericks are going to win this year.
Finals MVP?
Finals MVP, Luka Doncic.
Okay. Any other predictions?
Wait, what happens if I get this all right? Like, what happens? If I get everything right, what happens? I don't know.
You got it.
That'd be special. But I'm sticking on all that. The Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals.
Because, you got the whole playoff bracket filled out now.
And I also think that the regular season MVP is going to be Luka Doncic, too.
Okay. So is that Hall of Fame track on pace for?
Yes, it's my favorite team, one of my favorite players, so, yeah.
Well, what did you think about the WNBA season? Obviously just wrapped up the other night.
Yeah, it was special. I just think that it speaks to, like, a lot of people appreciating and watching women's basketball, whether it's in college or in the WNBA. And I think it's just special to see how competitive the WNBA finals were, going to, 5 games and just seeing how many overtimes it went to. I think it was special, and just, being a place that I aspire to be in, I think it's just very exciting to see, honestly, and just seeing how much the players appreciate and love on each other is very special. So.
What did it mean to you to get the nod to go to SEC Media Day this year, just your second year in the program?
You said what? I'm sorry.
Well, what did it mean to you to get the nod to go to SEC Media Day this year?
It was special. I think, just being one of the leaders on this team and knowing, like, what Coach Kim wants from us as a team, but also as a leader. So I think it just spoke to, being one of the leaders on the team, one of the upperclassmen, and
I should flash back to the WNBA. Rakia Jackson had a really good rookie year. What were your thoughts watching her in the W?
Shout out Rakia. It was special. I was texting her almost after almost every game. Like, she looked confident ever since she stepped foot in the W, and I knew she was going to be special because she was here when I first got here, and just such a great leader when I got here and took me in, and I know that she's just going to continue to get better.
Do you feel like you learned anything from her really good season last year?
Yeah, just to be confident in who you are, no matter if you're a rookie, a veteran, or whatever. Just be confident, play your role, give yourself grace. I think she gave herself a lot of grace and just had a lot of confidence as well.
Is this new system, is it just fun to play in, just run all up and down the court shooting threes? How much fun is it?
It's so much fun, honestly. Like we're all still getting used to it, but I'm really enjoying it, shooting a lot of threes, being able to create for my teammates and myself, and just allowing us to be ourselves.
Do you feel like you almost wish you had more time to prepare for the season, or is it more like, let's get on the court and let's get this thing going?
Let's get on the court. Like, we know we're going to have growing pains. We know it's going to take some time, but that doesn't mean we are expecting to lose early games. We just know, like, we're going to keep getting better. We're going to keep getting better day by day, game by game. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. Fans in here, that's going to even add even more excitement to it.
What's your personal goals this year? What would you like to accomplish?
I want to be, the best leader I can for my team. And I've been saying that throughout, all these interviews. It's like, I have personal goals. I want to get drafted in the WNBA, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be on first team, all SEC, if not SEC Player of the Year. I think those are attainable goals as long as we do good as a team. And so my focus is really on the team, and I know everything else will take care of itself.
Thanks, Joel. All right. Obviously, coaching change. Was there ever a thought about leaving, or was it always Tennessee from the jump?
It's Tennessee from the jump for me. I mean, I look up at those national championship banners and the practice facility as well. I mean, like, I couldn't leave this program, and I wanted to be a Lady Vol for life. So, great university and great person that's come in to coach us now.
What did you know about Kim when she came here, and what have you learned about her since?
Yeah, I knew the style of basketball she played. That's all I knew. I knew she was a winning coach, and now I know that she has a great personality. She's a great human being. She's caring. She's confident. She's straightforward. She's very direct. She's very motivated, and she knows how to get the job done, and I think that's exactly what we need.
Where do you feel like you've grown the most since you got here as a freshman?
Since a freshman? Woo!
Yeah.
I would think that the mental side of the game for me has grown a lot, and my leadership has grown. I feel like I've always been kind of well-rounded player, very versatile, and I've always just grown in every area skill-wise. So I think for me, I've grown a lot mentally.
You had that reaction to freshman. Does it feel like it was yesterday, or does it feel like it was 10 years ago? Or
It feels like yesterday now. It's crazy to be a senior. I hate to be a senior. I wish I could stay here forever, play basketball here forever. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great 3 years, and I feel like this is going to be the best one yet. So I'm ready to get it rolling.
what would you like to accomplish this year in your senior year?
Personally or as a team?
Both, but personally first.
Personally, I just want to be able to round out my game and prepare for the WNBA as well. And I know that doing that is going to help me throughout the whole season. Just being motivated and being that competitor I need to be. And as far as the team goes, I mean, we want to get ourselves back to, winning SEC tournament champs, national championships. So I think Kim is on the right track, and she's, leading us where we need to be to accomplish those goals.
Whether it's a returner who's taking a big step or a transfer that maybe you didn't know about, who's kind of surprised you this offseason?
Yeah, I've said Z has surprised me. She has grown a lot in her game, and she has a lot of moves in the bag that I don't even think she knows about yet, but she's been doing well the past couple weeks, and she's catching on pretty quickly to everything, and just her personality, what she brings just off the court as well, was surprising too, just because she was quiet whenever I first met her, but now it's like crazy how talkative she is, how outgoing she is. So I would definitely say her.
Thank you, sir. Just sitting out last year, do you feel like that kind of I'm sure in the moment it wasn't great, but in the long term, do you feel like it benefited you?
I feel like it did. It taught me how to be more patient and learn the game more on and off the court.
But with the coaching change, obviously, what drew you back to Tennessee? What made you want to stay here and play for a new coach?
I built a family with the team last year. It's just the culture. I always wanted to be at Tennessee. Pat, and the coaches coming in, she let us know and straight to the point. Like, she was not playing. She was getting straight to the point.
So how different is it from last year's practice to this year's practice? Like, how different is just kind of the day in, day out life in this program?
Each coach has their own style. So I feel like last year I wasn't really locked in because I was on the scout team all year. So I was still pushing the pace. This year with me being playing, I feel like we getting up and down the floor more. We playing a little faster and just getting quick shots.
Did you know much about Kim before she got here? Like, did you know kind of what her system was, what she did at Marshall?
Yes, I seen her system. Before she got here, I watched a couple films on her. Like, I know she press. She like to get quick shots, and she wants the more shots.
Do you feel like that kind of fits what you like to do on the court?
I do feel like it fits my style of play.
What about it? What about your skill set do you think translates?
I like to get downhill. I like the fast pace. I like to get downhill, find open shooters, just create for my team.
What are your expectations for yourself this year?
Honestly, I want to win a natty. We want to win a natty. And I do want to get defensive player of the year.
Is that something you've been working on, just defense?
Yeah.
What do you think you need to kind of, what do you think, one, your biggest strength on defense is, and then two, kind of what do you need to work on the most?
One of my biggest strengths?
Strength on defense, and then also what?
Just communicating and talking to my teammates, let them know where to be, being active on the ball, pressuring the ball. And I feel like I need to be more of being aware of, the help side and knowing where the ball is.
Kim was talking about how the way she decides starters is kind of who did well in the last game, maybe gets the knock. Is that something that you like, kind of having to prove it game in and game out?
I do like that because that gives me something. That gives me my reason why I like to go out there and give my all every game, because I'm not going to want nobody to overplay me.
Thank you. What was it about Tennessee, Kim Caldwell, and this program that made you want to transfer here?
Her passion and how well, whatever she says she's going to do, she does it. So if she said that she's going to develop you in a couple months, she's going to do that. If she's telling you that she's going to push you every day, through anything, all your weaknesses and everything, she's going to do that. And she's very good with, she's had a really, really good IQ of the game. And, I really like that. And it's she knows what she's talking about. And I feel like we're going to be a great team because of that.
I assume she was pretty upfront with how she likes to use her bigs.
Yeah.
What appealed to you about that coming here?
It really was we play positionless ball. So it's she allows me to play freely and where I feel comfortable playing at. And that's what I really wasn't used to back in Miami. So I feel as if with her, she's developing everybody the same way. and like she's making everybody a better player at the same time.
Was that a big adjustment coming from pretty much every school doesn't use their bigs like that to a school that's letting you run the floor?
It was a somewhat a big adjustment because I was positionless in high school, so it's like I kind of know what it is, but I haven't been doing it for 2 years, so it was kind of something to adjust with and like constantly had to keep working on it and keep working on it. So I just been getting in the gym and working on it, and it's like it's coming together.
I know there's different presses that you guys will use, but like what's the main role that kind of the center, I know it's positionless, but like the bigger player uses? Is it kind of like a free safety in the back, or like what's your role in that?
With our press, for example, our press go, it's like we usually get into that press like on a miss or a make. So whoever's close to the ball, it's going to be on the ball. Like I can be on the ball if I made the layup, I can be on the ball, or like point guard could be on the ball. Like any other press, I'm usually in the back, like protecting the rim and stuff like that. But on that type of press, it's usually who's ever to the front already.
I'm just kind of looking into the future, but like, do you feel like it'll be tough to maybe adjust to when you get to SEC play and there's some really talented post players, and maybe you have to play under the basket a little bit more than out of conference?
I feel like I'm used to that as well because I also was doing that for 2 years in Miami. That's the only thing I was doing was playing in the paint. So I feel like knowing like I can do both is really going to help me like guarding the post and also guarding the guard as well. And it's like they're gonna have to come and guard me out in the perimeter as well. So it's just like it's adjustable.
It's positionless, but in basket or in practice, you've been kind of paired up with Jillian for a lot of stuff. How's that been? What's the competition like between you two on the court?
Oh yeah, me and Jill go head to head all the time. Like I'm usually guarding her on the perimeter, she's usually guarding me on the perimeter. Like we be working, like we be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like we be trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? We be bumping heads sometimes, but we just real competitive.
You can kind of see you guys laughing in warm-ups and stuff too. Has that been kind of a natural friendship that's formed?
I feel like me and Jill has created a real good friendship off the court and like on the court as well. Like we want to see each other do great. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're real competitive as well, so we're not going to let nobody slack off.
Obviously new to pretty much everyone on the team. Who's someone that maybe took you by surprise with how good they are that maybe you didn't know too much about coming in?
I kind of knew how everybody really played. I think what really took me off guard was how much talent we was going to have. I didn't think that the whole team was going to be, you know what I'm saying, really good. Like this is the first time I've ever experienced like a whole team besides AAU, the whole team being like, you know what I'm saying, real good, and that's going to be real great for us this year.
Thanks, Z. I'm sure you've been asked this already, but you kind of talked about on your social media post after your injury about how you intend to come back next year. What makes you so kind of sure already that you want to do your last year at Tennessee?
Yeah, I loved Coach Kim. I love the coaching staff that she has and the coaches that she's built. So, you know, being able to play for her for another year would just be a really big blessing, and I would be remiss to go anywhere else.
Do you feel like what she wants to do kind of fits what you like to do on the court?
Definitely. I love to play fast, get steals, be in the passing lanes, you know, shoot a lot of layups, shoot a lot of threes. So being in this system, it was really good for me. It was working really well for me. And so I really enjoyed the type of basketball she plays.
Is it just a fun type of basketball? Like, is it just more fun to kind of be running down the court like that?
It is really fun just playing full court defense for 40 minutes, getting steals. Like, we like to clap, we like to talk smack, shoot fast shots, play really good defense. So it's really a lot of fun.
What do you see your role being this year as you recover with the team?
Definitely just being somebody, the eyes and ears on the bench, just, you know, telling people what I see, encouraging, you know, also just talking to Coach Kim about basketball, just help slowing the game down, getting to talk her ear off, ask her a million questions about everything. So just really just being a team player as I rehab, and just helping my teammates like through games, through practices, and things like that.
It's kind of tough to tell going into it, but do you feel like that getting that different perspective as almost like a coach will help you long term?
It definitely will. Just being, like you said, different perspective of the game, just being able to watch a lot more, see my teammates' strengths, see the game of basketball as a whole from a different perspective, will definitely help slow the game down. I think also just picking all of our coaches' brains, asking them about the knowledge that they have and the experience will definitely help me as an overall player.
Who's either a transfer that stood out and surprised you, or a returner that's taken a big step this season?
Definitely everybody. Everybody has done a really good job. We were all new to the system. The training that we had to endure, the practices, the lifting, the running, it was new to all of us, and everybody came in and made a positive impact. And I can truly say all of our transfers and Kanaya have come in and grown their game. They've all improved, like their three-pointer, their finishing, playing defense, and so I'm really excited for the fans and the whole country to see how hard we've been working.
What do you think Angel brings to the table as a coach? Like how has she helped so far?
She's young, so she can relate to us, and then but she's also like, she'll yell, she'll get into you, but she just brings a sense of like just young, like I said, so like she has a lot of knowledge already, and she just has a lot of knowledge of the game of basketball. So you can ask her any questions, guard, post, about defense or offense, and she always has positive things to say, and she always knows the answer. So I look forward to being able to sit by her during games and just talk her ear off too.
Has she talked about her experience overseas playing and kind of how similar that's been with kind of the fast pace they play over there compared to what you guys want to do here?
Yeah, I think her playing over there definitely helps her be able to coach this style of play. She knows where we're supposed to be on the press. She knows what kind of shots we want on offense, the quick shots versus, slowing the game down, things like that. So definitely her experience and just sharing that with us has helped us better be adaptable to Coach Kim's system.
Chaz Lanier, how excited are you to see what he can do this year?
I'm so excited. I heard he did some good numbers. He had some good numbers in their scrimmage versus Davidson. So I'm just really excited for everybody to see what I've seen for years, just how hard of a worker he is, how good of a scorer he can be. And so I'm excited for Sunday, I think, is when they play.
Yes.
So I'm excited to watch him and see for his first points in Food City Center.
Appreciate it, Kai. Just what was it about Tennessee that appealed to you out of the transfer portal?
I think that the history that the school has, but then also the fact that Coach Kim was their first hire who wasn't a player for them, and I feel like with her being that was actually something special because it's like she's the first.
What is it about it that kind of appeals to you that she's kind of from outside the Lady Vols family, bringing a new perspective, or?
I feel like it's kind of hard to come into something and somewhere of a place with so much history and so much like culture, but for her to take this job as she was offered it, and then this being her first year to try and create something and help get Tennessee back on the map, I feel like that's kind of like honorable because not a lot of people would take a job at a place like this.
Does that mean something to you then to be part of the first of kind of a next generation for Lady Vols basketball?
Yeah, and then also with it being my last year, I kind of wanted it to go on a bang. So being her first team here at the University of Tennessee, I think that would be something special.
I know it's kind of different from everywhere, but how different from Arkansas to now here is this style of play?
It's not that different. At Arkansas, the goal was to push and transition and shoot a lot of three-pointers. So that was kind of also the biggest appeal for me, was because the style of play wasn't really that different. So it wasn't going to be a major adjustment for me.
So is that something that appeals to your play style then?
Yes, for sure.
In what ways do you feel like it kind of fits what you want to do?
I mean, I'm a fast guard, so I want to get downhill, go coast to coast. And then I have great players around me who can make shots, so I feel like assisting them with passing them the ball when they're open or getting them in their spots, I feel like that's the biggest thing for me.
You can talk about how the way she decides starting lineups kind of changes every game. It's kind of who did well in the last game. Is that something that you like, kind of having to earn it every game?
Yeah, I honestly feel like if you want to earn minutes on the court, you have to be able to produce, and I feel like going night in, night out, trying to produce for your team and get a win for your team is a good motivator for the next game to want to start.
You've played against a lot of your current teammates, but also a lot of new faces, and obviously a different perspective being on their team. Who's someone that's kind of jumped out to you this preseason that maybe surprised you a little bit?
I mean, I haven't played against Kanaya Boy before, but she's kind of like me in a lot of ways, a very fast guard who's tenacious on defense. So I feel like that's kind of cool to see somebody else kind of like me. She's a little bit taller than me, but that's okay.
Have you kind of taken under your wing a little bit as kind of the senior with the freshmen? Is that kind of been the case at all?
Yeah, for sure. I would say that I have. She comes to ask me questions, and sometimes I'll even go to ask her questions. We're always looking out for each other, and I'm always excited to have her on my team in practice.
Thanks. Why Tennessee?
The culture, the history. I feel like, I just need to tell you a story real quick. So before, I was recruited by Tennessee in high school, and then I just kind of missed the opportunity to come here, and I went to another school, but I had a year at Syracuse, had a great year there, but it just wasn't school for me when the portal came to Tennessee. And it's just almost like surreal, kind of, because it just feels great to be here, almost like my dream school. You know, it's just the culture, the history here. You know, you got the Candace Parkers, you got Shamika Holesclaw, like all those big names, and that's a big part of it. But also just, you know, the basketball is great, but also the education as well. With Coach Kim and her coaching staff, I feel like I just really fell in love with them here on my visit. The playing style that she's playing, I feel like that's really fit me well. The defense and all the growth that I can have being here, especially because I want to play pro. I want to go to the league, so I feel like I can really grow here as a great basketball player and as an individual to continue to achieve my goals. And I knew that I couldn't do that anywhere else but here. So,
how big of a deal is it to kind of look up, see the banner, see the championships? You mentioned some of the names, the Candace Parkers. How much of an effect is that?
It has a great effect. You know, when you're out here and we're practicing, you just look at it and you just feel grateful for the people who came before you, for the people who put in all those hours, all the effort, all the energy, sacrifice things to get those banners up there, to get those national championships. And it's just an extra motivation to push. You know, everybody don't get to come to practice. They don't get to walk through the hallways and see 6 national championship trophies. Like, everybody don't get to see that. So it's like a reminder of what your goals are and what we're here to do and why are we here. And it's an extra motivation. Like, you got to do more than what everybody else is doing to achieve our goals, and we know it. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna push to do it every day.
How much did you know about Kim before she kind of took over here and before you got here, and how does her style fit what you do?
Not much. I never watched Marshall a day in my life. I never knew. I never heard of her. I never knew her. But of course, once she took the job, I did my research. I watched some Marshall games. I watched her press conferences when she did take the job, and it just really showed me, like, I got to learn who she is and her character, and it shows that she trusts. She just has this faith and this trust that she can just make it happen here, and shows who she is. Like, she didn't take this job. She wasn't like I don't know, I'm trying to describe it. She wasn't like, she didn't sugarcoat anything. She was honest. She was herself. She said, this is who I am. This is what I bring. I don't know how it's gonna be. You know, of course there's high expectations being here at Tennessee, but she's gonna try her best to do everything that she can to bring Tennessee back to where it was, and that really just stood out to me.
How big of a kind of transition has it been to get ready to play in this type of offense, defense, just kind of pace?
It's been a pretty smooth transition so far. I would say first coming here, of course you got a little bit of learning to do coming from a different program. But once I really got into a groove of things and I got into it, I continued to grow every day. It did take me a little while to get used to the offense and the speed. Of course, it's a lot faster. Yeah. But it's just been fun. It's been a great experience being here so far. I've been growing every day. I've been learning a lot from my teammates and coaches, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
What would make it a successful season for you this year?
Definitely just having great energy. You know, being a great teammate, being a great player. Of course, you know, compared to last year, looking at my numbers, seeing where I can grow between, you know, my numbers and my stats from last year, and make sure that I just continue to increase year by year. And I feel like this year just really a test of my mental, honestly, because it really is a mental game. You know, it's not a physical. The things that we do, it's hard. We have to push through. The running that we do, it's hard. It's tough, but you know, once I continue to have that grit, continue to have that resilience and that perseverance, everything gonna work out.
Thank you, Alyssa.
I told you.
Early enrollee, what do you feel like you learned last year, kind of getting a head start on college?
Really just how physical the SEC is overall.
Is that something you can already kind of tell has benefited you this year?
Yes, definitely.
In what ways?
Like just playing against people older than me and just being more of a get to the basket type of guard. I got to learn how to shoot and be an all-around type of guard.
How do you feel like your defense particularly has improved since you got to campus?
Very good. I've gotten a lot faster, a lot better on rotations.
Do you feel like that speed and kind of basketball IQ helps you in a press defense?
Yes, definitely.
How would you kind of describe that defense? I know there's a lot of different presses that you guys use, but like what's kind of the main gist that you kind of had to get down when you started learning the defense?
Really the rotations and just like being up on the ball, hands up.
Offensively, where are you trying to take steps this year?
Definitely shooting. More shooting this year.
Is that something that's kind of been even more important with Kim's
definitely.
offense?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel like that kind of fits you though, the kind of
Yes.
up-tempo offense? Like
Yes,
how does that fit you?
It's better. I've gotten a lot better at it.
What did you know about Kim when she got here, or when that coaching search was happening? Did you know who she was before she was
I knew
hired?
who she was. I heard of her a few times, but I didn't know she was as tough as she is.
In what ways is she tough?
Like, she just stays on you. She just pushes you every day to be the best version of yourself.
Is that why you kind of feel like you need that though,
Yes,
as a player? I know you hear players all the time talk about how they kind of need coaches to be on them. Is that your style?
Yes, definitely.
Is that something you've had before, whether it's high school or?
Yeah.
You feel like that kind of brings the best out of you?
Yes.
What are your expectations for yourself this year?
Just play. Don't overthink nothing. Just play the way I play and don't take plays off.
Who's someone on this team that's taken a big step this offseason that you've enjoyed watching?
I would say definitely everybody, but more Z Spearman. She's getting a lot better every day.
What is it about her that you feel like she's taking a step in the right direction?
Really just learning the defense, and she's putting the ball on the floor, getting into the paint. She's getting a lot stronger.
Is it kind of cool to see Jill and Z running the floor like guards? Like, has that been kind of funny to see?
Yeah.
Is that how much of a benefit is that for an offense and defense though when you have mobile bigs like that?
It's good because not a lot of teams have bigs like that, and not a lot of teams are going to be able to keep up with our bigs.
Thanks. I was talking to Edie, and she talked about how your high school kind of ran a somewhat similar system to this. How beneficial has that been?
It's been, I wouldn't probably easier, but I mean it was nowhere near this up tempo. But just knowing like the run and jump, because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to play fast, shoot fast, score fast. So yeah, it's been similar, but nowhere near this type of caliber.
Yeah. Do you feel like that gave you maybe like a leg up at first, whereas like you maybe understand the concepts of presses and traps compared to people that haven't done it as much?
Yeah, just knowing that like trapping anywhere, you want to speed things up. You just want to make the other team play fast.
What's the biggest difference? I know you said it's similar but different. What's the biggest difference between the two?
Just like you're playing elite athletes. You're playing in the SEC and you're playing this style of play in the SEC. That's been one of the hugest differences.
Has it been tough to kind of get like physically ready to run as much at this level with how Kim wants to do?
Oh yes, this has been a very, very hard preseason with conditioning, summer workouts and stuff, but just seeing like all of our hard work that we've put in just slowly paying off. It's very exciting, and I'm really, really excited about this season.
You obviously had the extra year to use, but was
Yeah.
there any question that it was going to be at Tennessee even with the coaching change, or was it always it's going to be Tennessee?
I love Tennessee too much. Just this university, the support staff, the people here, the fan base. The list can go on and on. I feel like this is, if you want to play at an elite place, have fans that support you, get to rep your home state across your chest. Tennessee is the place.
What would make this final year a successful year for you?
A championship. Just puts the cherry on top.
It's kind of the same thing. What prompted you to want to return with the coaching change?
Just Coach Kim's mentality and what she stands for, and the way she plays too.
How big of an adjustment has it been to practice in this system with so much running and kind of up and down the court?
I think it's been a big adjustment, but she has prepared us all summer for this, and our practices are hard, but that makes the game so much easier. So yeah, it's been really fun.
Was there ever kind of like over the off season when the coaching changes happened, was there ever like a thought of transferring, or was it always like I'm going to stick it out at Tennessee?
I love Tennessee, and I love my teammates, so I ultimately wanted to stay here.
Do you feel like it kind of fits your style, what Kim likes to do?
It does. I love defense, and I love to get in people's grill and press. That's what we did in high school, so I'm ready to get back to that, and it'll be fun.
So that's what you did in high school. So does that make a pretty natural transition with you having a background, or is it still very different?
It is different. High school in Tennessee, that is pretty different, but I feel like it did give me a background in it, but it's a different pace.
Do you feel like that kind of maybe when you start the practices and everyone's kind of adjusting to the presses and stuff, was that kind of like, hey, I've done that, maybe have a step up on everyone at first and kind of lend that knowledge to other teammates?
Yeah, it has. Just knowing what to expect and what she wants. I feel like that's helped me, but I think everybody has adjusted to it tremendously. And I think we all have more to give and more to learn, so just being open to that.
Thank you.